found some more old arrows. We got some more stuff to shoot, so we're going to break a bunch of arrows and destroy some perfectly good broadheads. I'm trying to show you what the Wasp Archery Boss Broadhead will do. Fixed blade, 100 grains, 3 blades, and we're just going to jump right into the testing. We're not really looking at anything other than how is this thing going to hold up when it hits a deer and how well it shoots. We're looking for point of impact the same as our field tips. So let's jump right into it. Adam and Tyler are going to be shooting these, and we're going to see what happens.
Alright, we're going to shoot 2 field tipped arrows downrange, see if the bow is grouping good, and if it is, we're going to go ahead and shoot some broadheads downrange and see how they compare to the point of impact with the field tips. So I'm going to give it a whirl. Alright, the bow's grouping good. We're going to go ahead and pull these 2 arrows out. We're all about saving money here at Antler Geeks. I don't feel like destroying my perfectly good arrow shafts with the broadhead. So we're going to go ahead and pull these 2 arrows out and mark them 2 holes with these flowers here and see how the broadhead shoot. Well, as you can see, I hit the flower, so we're going to shoot 1 more arrow with a broadhead on it, make sure that we can claim that these have field point accuracy. Well, as you can see, that one just went just a little bit high, but I mean that's pretty much shooter error on my part. So at 20 yards, I mean, these things seem to be hitting exactly where the field tips are, so I'm pretty impressed.
Alright, now we're going to test out the difference with a little faster bow. Adam's shooting a Maxus and I'm shooting an Alpha Burner, and there's about a 20 feet per second difference in IBO speeds. We're probably closer to 15 feet per second difference with our setups. I'm right around that 300 feet per second mark. So I'm going to go ahead and shoot a field point first, and we'll mark it, and then I'm going to send a broadhead downrange and see what the difference in point of impact is, if any. Well, I've got 2 arrows right near that flower that we had marked before. That's right where I was aiming. So we'll go ahead and pull these, and I'm going to send a broadhead downrange and see how different the point of impact is. Well, that's the broadhead on the end of this arrow, and I'm pretty sure it's the same exact hole that field point was in. So definitely a go on the accuracy and point of impact. So thumbs up for me. We're going to do some more testing here and see how they penetrate and what we can't break.
Alright, we're going to go ahead and shoot this perfectly good broadhead into some 2-inch treated. So we'll see how it fares. Might elbow you when I come back.
Just the tip.
Good? Arrow fared all right, and it completely penetrated the 2-inch wood. It The tip is completely through on the other side, and believe it or not, it is still very, very, very sharp. So I say that's a success as well. Okay, wind. Well, as you can see, that penetrated the 2 layers of bone pretty well. We're gonna go ahead and pull it out and see how the head fared, but it shattered that one bone pretty good. I mean, there's pieces laying all over here, so I'm gonna see how well the blades held up and let you know how it looks. Well, as you can see, that head fared very, very, very well. It just one little itty bitty roll on the back edge of one of the blades, and the other blades are still sharp, and that tip is absolutely flawless. So I would not hesitate shooting these.
Well, this is the tire test, and this is, I think, a really good test of penetrating a deer. You've got a harder surface, empty cavity, and then something to penetrate on the other side. And arrow blew through the first side here and hit the back side with pretty good force. The downside to using the tire for this test is you get kind of a recoil. It's absorbing some of the energy in it. You can actually see it bounce back once it hits that second wall. But the arrow's still penetrating all the way through, and the tip's poking into the back wall, hitting it. So pretty good test for going through rubber and belted steel. So pull the head out here, and we're going to see how it looks. So.
And push it forward.
Well, as you can see, the head is still intact. Tip is still very sharp, but most of the blades are rolled over and serrated. But that's to be expected, and we're blowing through belted steel here, so that's something you're going to find in a whitetail. But the head held up well structurally and penetrated, so I think that's a pass for me. So. Well, as you can see, the cinder block did a pretty fair number on the head here, but tip completely gone. We can't see it anywhere. Flew off. But the ferrule and everything is still. I mean, nothing is other than the tip. Everything is intact. The blades are still locked in place here. So I mean, that's that gives you some idea of structural integrity. That everything, blades are still held in place and whatnot. Just that tip's gone. So we got one more test left. We're gonna drive one into a steel plate and see how she fares.
Ready? Yep. Nice knowing you, Broadhead. Well, as you guys can see, it penetrated, the tip penetrated this 1/8 inch steel grain bin, and didn't even make it to the blade, so can't really tell. But that tip is pretty solid in there. It's pretty impressive.
Well, that wraps up the testing of the Wasp Archery Boss Broadhead. And these are the heads after this test, we're going to be using these this fall. It's a basic inch and an eighth cut, 3-blade, fixed head, 100 grains, and it passed every test with flying colors. It's the best head we've tested. From the durability to the accuracy, just perfect. And really the accuracy on these things is impressive. We did not change point of impact at all from the field points, which is exactly what we're looking for. You know, even downrange, absolutely no difference in where it hit. Went through 2 inches of lumber, 2 layers of bones, blew the bone apart, had almost no impact on the head, stuck in the side of the grain bin without any structural damage to it. Just a fantastic head, and the price is impressive. 35 bucks gets you 3 broadheads with 2 extra sets of replacement blades, so you're essentially getting 5 heads for around 35 bucks. So, you know, going through the grading, fit and finish, which is really looking at sharpness, quality of the build, it's a 10. Huntability, it's a 10. Went through everything we asked it to do. Price value at that price, you can't beat it. So it's a straight 10 across the board, and we're really looking forward to running some of these through deer this year.